Hello, everybody. My name is Ratnos. Today we have the 9.2 PTR going up in theory. They posted that the PTR was rolling out now. There's a tweet from at Warcraft. This was, as of the time of recording this, about 2 hours ago. The servers still aren't quite up yet, but once they do go up, we'll be able to actually go and test the tier sets all out. You'll be able to just buy them on PTR and test them out. So could be a cool thing to do if you're interested in that. But there are a couple of things worth noting, so I figured I'd just make a quick video to talk about those. There are some story things. I'm not going to cover that here, although there are, spoilers, Sylvanas dialogue. If you're interested on Wowhead, you can go. There's some changes to the jailer fight, so this is sort of spoilery, but it's fight related. So some mechanics still being adjusted on this fight. There's a new spell here, Rune of Compulsion, which is gonna make you're gonna have to DPS your people. Otherwise, like, it's gonna affect your people in your raid, and they're gonna run off the side of the platform, which is, as what I had mentioned here, very similar to the Valkyr picking you up on Lich King, where you'd have to DPS them down, and you want everybody to be towards the middle of the room so that you'd have longer to DPS them, and some new spells relating to that fight in general. So that's another change. Although, again, how much this is really impacting our knowledge of the fight, since we haven't tested it, seen anything about it yet. Still, I guess, just indicates that there's still iteration going on here and still new mechanics being created, including these ones, which are mythic mechanics. In phase 1, so Azeroth involved in phase 1 in Mythic, maybe not on the lower difficulties, who knows. But the real thing that is coming here is there are some set bonus changes that have made it here. There aren't, as far as we can tell, at least up to now, it appears there's not class balance changes in this PTR build, but some of the set bonuses have changed from the previously data mined versions and the previously announced versions. So first off, the Feral Druid 4 set has been moved from the end of Berserk to the start of Berserk, which is a huge both quality of life and a nice damage done buff, because that will mean it will scale with the start of your cooldowns and snapshot off of those, rather than coming at the end as you exit those, and you don't have Tiger's Fury and everything anymore. So nice little buff there. This will make this one feel a whole lot better, and actually a lot better for like M+ style AoE pulls as well, because now your damage is front loaded and AoE front loaded rather than 30 seconds into a pull. There's also a nerf here to the Shadow 2 set, which I don't know enough really about the Shadow one. I know that the Shadow Priests that I talked to weren't particularly jazzed about this set bonus in terms of playstyle. I don't really know what the numbers looked like on it, but it's been nerfed by 2/3. It's been nerfed down to 33% of its initial value, to just a 5% proc chance for each shadow dot on the target on the 2 set. So I'm not really equipped to evaluate this, but there's some iteration on that set. Then there's also this piece of news regarding the Restoration Shaman set bonus, which I think is encouraging. We're planning to take the Resto bonus back into the workshop, change it up for a future build. We want it to encourage you to chain heal sometimes and be rewarded for doing so. The current 2-piece bonus is a little more passive than we think it could be. Many people have expressed dislike of the 4-piece set bonus, so we're going to change that up more substantially. Thanks for the feedback. And here were those set bonuses. Let's see, where's the Resto ones? So the 2 set, chain heals crit chance increased by 30% on all targets it hits when you cast it on a target affected by Riptide. So buff to, just kind of a general buff to the chain heal as long as you are casting it on your Riptide target. And then the 4 set, as people had mentioned, reducing the remaining cooldown of SLT by 2 seconds for each chain heal crit. This was a set bonus that people had problems with because cooldown reduction on an effect like Spirit Link Totem, especially somewhat RNG cooldown reduction on an effect like Spirit Link Totem, is really hard to get good value out of, and it's really hard to reliably benefit from something like that, because with Spirit Link Totem, where you want it in like a raid setting, it needs to just be reliable to be in that spot, right? So this is only as much value as the guaranteed cooldown reduction on Spirit Link. Like, even if you get targeted by mechanics, so you don't have as many casts of chain heal in that section, right? Even if you don't crit, even if you hit, second percentile RNG on your chain heal crits, right? Even if it falls off of, Riptide falls off the targets you're casting on, and so you don't crit, right? You need your SLT to be where it's assigned. So this 4-set doesn't add a huge amount of value, like any kind of somewhat RNG cooldown reduction. All of that extra cooldown reduction that it usually gives but doesn't reliably give is wasted in a raid setting. And then in a Mythic Plus setting, SLT, of course, not as exciting of a cooldown anyways than compared to the powerhouse that it is in raid. So I like looking at this. I don't have a problem with a chain heal set for Resto Shaman. And I forgot who tweeted this. I think it was like Theun, BDGG healer, although I'm not 100% sure actually on that, which is, I don't have a problem with set bonuses that encourage you to use spells you're not currently using. Resto Druid, for instance, as well, has a set bonus around the Swiftmend ability. And I don't inherently have a problem with the set bonus that says, hey, here's this ability. We're making it strong, right? We're making it do cool stuff. You weren't pressing it before. You're going to press it now. But I think it needs to be done in such a way that it is actually exciting to press it now, that it does something. Ideally, that it's not, layering strengths onto an ability that already had enough strengths in those departments. Like Swiftmend, for instance, I don't think you need a set bonus that makes the Swiftmend bonus for Resto Druid. I think it's going to lead to a lot of wasted value because it's helping out in ways that Swiftmend is already strong, and not providing something that gives it a different type of strength. Really, it does have a little bit of an AoE heal, but it's still not the kind of benefit that I think is really exciting. But chain heal, I don't think has to be that way. Like I think you can make a set bonus that does interesting stuff for chain heal. Chain heal, increasing chain heal's crit on targets affected, as long as you cast it on target first affected by Riptide, making chain heal stronger if you cast it on a target first affected by Riptide. I don't have an inherent problem with that. And chain heal providing cooldown reduction on crit. If this was to something other than SLT, right? If this is let's say like chain heal crits increase the healing of your next healing rain, right? Chain heal crits, they I don't even know what other stuff they could do for you. Increase what do you know other cooldowns are there to reduce in Resto Shaman that would be cool. Ones that aren't like assigned, right? That's the problem, right? The problem with cooldown reduction for healers is that any cooldown that is really cool is usually assigned for healers, and so giving it some sort of random cooldown reduction, that's the problem with it. But something that keys off of chain heal crits, I don't think is awful inherently. And I think that's an argument that people make against these set bonuses is, it's a chain heal set. Chain heal is bad, therefore it's a bad set. And I don't think that's inherently true. I think set bonuses can transform a class, right? They can look at something, right? Like the Demon Hunter set bonus that looks at Blade Dance, which you don't cast in single target in 9.1. Well, okay, now you're going to cast it in 9.2, right? That's fine. You're going to change your build around as long as there's enough of a reward for that. And I think that can all be fine. So a little bit of rambling there. Not too much other content to look at right now. I'm sure that when the PTR actually goes up, we should have some more. I guess there's probably not going to be too much more. Mostly the thing that will happen as it starts going up is people will get to start target dummying with these different set bonuses and things, and we'll maybe start to see some more iteration, more responses like this one about which other tier sets they want to look at. I would expect that they will change a solid amount of the tier sets, but I would not be confident that any specific tier set, even the ones that should be changed, are necessarily going to be. Inevitably some sets are going to make it to live that are less exciting, but hopefully they catch as many as possible, ideally all of them, and make them all fantastic, cool ones. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Bye.